Hey, welcome to part 2 of this message. Part 1 is linked down below in the description if you haven't checked it out yet and feel called to. Now we know the masculine and feminine each have a sword. And this sword has to do with confidence in our magic. Okay? But in order to receive this sword, we had closure with the element of air, and this has to do with a time of healing from addictions and separation. Okay? Separation patterning. And we're back at work. We're back at work, expanding with the sun, expanding with the energy. And what are we doing? We're in a time of expanding love with the Two of Cups. But this love is balanced. This love is balanced. Look at the sun and the moon, because something was toxic and it needed to be released, okay? So that we can birth anew, a time of fertility. We're at a time of fertility right now. And it's connected to what? The eternal child. And we know we found this out on our Lionsgate portal activation messages part 3. Officially on 8/8. And this is our connection to expanding with the ocean. We can't own the ocean. We can't control it. People try to, but it's not for us. Okay? But this is getting comfortable with the unknown. And look at the Stargate opening. But look, as above, so below. Right? And this is where we're exiting the underworld. But we're honoring the gifts that this restored love. We're restoring love. We brought love here. That's the whole point of going. With the activation of the father with the maiden. Now the father is helping the maiden to grow up, to mature. But we're honoring what the maiden brings. And we shared this message in part 3. In our Lionsgate, what is it? Lionsgate Crown Chakra Activation. Okay, we share all these messages. Check that out. Okay, check that out if you feel called to. This there's an explanation for this. The maiden needs to grow up. Okay, mature. We're gonna mature the matter with the energy with the father, and this is healing from abandonment issues to help us to heal from codependency at another level. Because remember, this is about these two cups coming together equally through equity. Through equity. And the Judge. Now, we didn't get these 3 cards. These 2 cards were shown to me when I sat down today. We have the Judge, the activation of the Judge. And this is being able to use our perceptions for good and bad. Our perceptions can be, for the bad, can lead to racism and bias. And thus all the other things, right? As well as our, judgments can be for the greatest good with love. But this is where we apply love. This is where we heal from separation. And we apply love, and we apply love everywhere. And we can look at in anything and see reflected back to us life and our connection to life and all of life. Okay? Guys, coming over here closer to me. Okay? And then look at that. There's the mother. Whoa, what do we need? We needed to mature the matter. But in order to mature the matter, we had to honor the unknown and the connection to everything. And that we don't really own anything. We need to think about that and what that means. We need to go deep on that. The mother. And look, the mother is working with the shadow. We know shadow work, the disowned pieces of ourselves, like where we don't honor all of us. We create a shadow where, and then we need to apply love there. Remember, we apply love here. And the next card out after that was the warrior. And this is the time that we are in. This is what all this hard work was all about. Our journey to the underworld as we exit hell. Stargate blessings. Stargate crown chakra activations. That's what's happening here. So let's share the message of the eternal child, because we're going to start with the warrior next time we meet up. We got to get all the message. We got to slow down and find patience. The eternal child, the inner child, the child of joy. The eternal child is connected to the timeless, ageless, and infinite aspects of life. It is radiant and fearless and seeks joy above all else at any cost. It struggles being bound to an aging body with physical limitations. In a world that demands attention to detail and logistics, the eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond. What others say is possible. I just realized, look at what's in the center of the eternal child. Our connection to Lionsgate. So, the eternal child wants to nix all rules and responsibilities and go beyond what others say is possible. It wants to return with plenty of friends to the land of the free, where divine wine and creativity pour from the earth and the sky. We all want to sip from the well of eternal youth, and this makes the eternal child naturally popular, perhaps even famous. The eternal child glimmers. It reminds us of what is possible, what is magical in this precious life. When light, joyful, playful, accepts all magic. When dark, addicted, selfish, adrift, burns out. Go deeper. This is connected to Peter Pan and Rumi's Has Anyone Seen the Boy? This is so big because I can feel the alchemy of the energy of the eternal child with the maiden. And we know, like, everything the maiden stands for. Like, the maiden has, this archetype has many gifts. But in, like, as we said, let's hang tight here for God, guys. I want to do this proper. This is a big message here, so just hang tight. And I know she's right here. Okay. Right here. So the maiden is perfectly positioned for trouble to come her way and subject her to a challenge that leads to the next phase of womanhood. She must grow up, yet hesitates at the thresholds. Enamored by the charms of youth, the maiden represents the side of us that is riveted and curious. Drawn to shadowy forests, dark nights, literally dark nights, like the ones riding the horses, and taking just one taste of poisonous fruit. Her magic is edgy and includes both shame and delight. Let yourself fall down the rabbit hole, young one. Now, this has to do, where is it? Don't even, with healing from, I kept it here in case, and now it's gone, but healing, I put it somewhere with healing with lust. But we need this, remember, because we found out there's love and lust. We restored balance. It's part of restoring balance. Okay? I don't know where it's, like, but it's disappeared again for a reason. Like, when these things happen, like, this is how channeled messages happen. There's so many cards here. But it is here somewhere. And when it shows up, there'll be a reason for it. So I want to get an activation. I want to get an activation because this has something to do with miracles. We're in the time of miracles. Lionsgate portal still active. And time is an illusion, even though it's not. Okay, dreams. It's connected to dream time. Happiness. What is happiness to us? Because it has something to do with the animals right now. This has to do with the connection to animals. This is direct message, and this has to do with what's happening here. The Princess of Cups is going to help us to heal from our disappointment. And we're going to get back into service, and we're going to give back to life. And right now, it's a laser focus with animals, with connection to animals. Oh, here it is. Look, guys, because it had to be found like this. This is it. Okay. And this is connected to putting down our burdens. We're healing with force right now. We're healing with the energy. Remember. What a growth here. And look, there's a connection to the new moon and our next new moon. Something is being birthed, and it's connected to this message that we're expanding with here, with the maiden and the father and the eternal child and the mother, with the shadow and judgment and a shift in our perceptions and the activation of the warrior. Or don't forget, we're starting there next time we meet up. But this has to do with a recharge. Remember, we have to recharge because this is about our confidence. That's what's activated in that sword we saw. Because the lovers had to heal from exhaustion. And all this work that we've been doing in the lower world, the underworld. As we heal from lust and expand with love. But we saw, remember, there's always a positive and a negative. That there's love in lust. We see through this illusion. We see beyond the veil. And that everything is connected and it's one, and we shift with it. But we make the choice while we focus on growth. And this is the activation of stability through the earth. Remember our 10 of Pentacles. Connection to entering Virgo season very soon. And then it's also a super full moon, I do believe, in Pisces. And we have then, remember, we're working with Fortuna, the daughter of Jupiter. This is about what? Our financial health. And our financial health is connected to the activation of the warrior. And this has to do with, we know our life's purpose. And remember, there's a 6 of Pentacles payout here. But because we have to honor a descent. Look, we have to honor a descent. I have to find the rest of the message now. It's coming out. So the 2 of Pentacles is honoring the restoration of balance. Remember, the 2 of Pentacles is connected to the 2 of Cups. And that this is from scribed information from the last moon. From the moon. The super full moon in Aquarius. I think it's part 2. We shared this. This is a shift. As we're exiting the lower world and going straight into the upper world. And we know that, look, this has to do with alchemy. And this has to do with alchemy of the devil. We talked about this last time we met up. Stargate, I think it's part 1. Part 1 or part 2. Okay, alchemy of the devil. Because we're healing from time. The time having control over the matter. And actually healing with the matter and putting love back in the matter. Cleansing of the toxic feminine. Right? And we know masculine, you have feminine within you. Feminine, you have masculine within you. We're all doing this together. We're all doing this as one. And we're all coming together. Now, look. You know that somebody made a positive charge to a negative. And they got their battery working. So they left the hangman. They saw what they needed to see. They left. And look. Ooh, the lion is here. And so is the bird. We found our strength with our connection to spirit. And look. Temperance is here. Because we had a decrease. This is a decrease. We had to have this decrease because this is part of life. This is part of what's natural. This happens in nature. But when there's a decrease, then there's an increase. Thus, our expansion into the upper world. So we took a descent here with the 2 of Pentacles. This is the 2 of Pentacles right here. And we got this activation in one of our last messages. With the activation of the Ace of Pentacles, a new journey. But this is a new journey to get to know more of the world, to heal from like who we are within our box. We're going to expand here. We're going to see a new culture. We're going to see something new. We're going to see a new perspective. We're going to see a new point of view. But we have to honor this descent. And we're going to share this message next time we meet up with what's happening here with the warrior and our financial health. Because this is very important. And we understand that this new journey that we're on, by stepping outside of our box and getting to know other people, like others, like other cultures, new skills, hanging out with the animals and expanding on our knowledge, whatever that may be, that we're doing something new here. We're stepping outside of our box, and we're seeing where we're still connected to everything, but where things are different, but they're still all connected. And we're like, maybe we thought, oh, this was so different. Like we thought in our mind that we, before we did something, that it was so different. It was so separate. Then we go and have the experience and we say, oh, it's not as separate as I thought it was. It's just like this, and that. We make all these new connections, but we expand on our journey. And there's a laser focus with the animals. There's a laser connection right now to animals in some which way, whichever that is, okay? And we're doing this with grace. This is our connection now to the heavens. And this is our connection to the eight. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice this. We got this activation. And it is number 8. This is, look, her dress is made from the cosmos. This is the 8 of fire. This is opening up within the cosmos. Remember, as above, so below. From the macrocosm to the microcosm. We are being initiated with this portal of how do we create with our authenticity, with our heart chakra, with love. The application of love. And I'm telling you, it's coming back still. It's connected to the animals. How do we treat the animals? Okay. And we're going to have a celebration. Because what happens, remember, we took a descent, but ascent, we did it. Because why? We have a resurrection. We had a resurrection. Remember, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the alchemy of the devil. The alchemy of the devil is the phoenix rising from the ashes. Our resurrection with the activation of the central sun, abundance, downloads, regeneration, and success. And this is all happening within this Lionsgate portal. Thus, here we are. Here, this is the goal. This is what's being created. We're in the process of creating it right now with everything we've talked about. Now, we're going to get an activation. And I'm being called to we're going to go here, the Gateway of Light. Was going to go to Metatron, speak to Metatron, but no, we're going here, yeah. Okay, all right. What is this? Look at this. I'm telling you, this is how it all comes together. Thank you, God. Okay, Sacred Lust. This is it. Remember, there's love. There's love everywhere. We have to see through the illusions. We have to untwist it. This was Sacred Lust. We saw love here. We saw love here, and we expanded with it in that cup. We saw the connection to all of us. We're in the underworld. Now we are exiting to heaven, because what goes down must go up. Okay, and this is restoring balance with the 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. We had to have a decrease to have an increase. Okay, here. Let's just get it straight. Let's just take a second here and get it straight. Slow down, because when we slow down, we actually speed up. That's the thing. And then we hack time. And we are no longer a slave to time. And time is not stealing our energy from us. Time is one of the biggest thieves of energy. And that's why in the alchemy of the devil, with the peacock, and the peacock, when it rises from the ashes, it has to heal with time. It has to take back time, literally. There's no time, just the present moment. And it's ours, okay? So it's been activated here. Anunnaki light codes, energetic shift, new information, end of a cycle. Remember, of course it is. We had a decrease. Now we're going to have an increase, and that has to do with our financial health. This is lit. This is beautiful. And here we go. Hathor light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. So we finish it off with Palladian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. But the activation through all this, in order to do this, in order to remember to activate this portal, we've been speaking about this. Temple of truth, throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. And what? Why? Because karmic board clearing, energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. With Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. And this is it. This has all connected to the gateway. Remember, we have to stop holding on, and we're going to stop holding on through the 4 of the earth. But remember, we saw that within the mind. We saw that actually within the mind. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. Remember, we're going to get in alchemy with the earth, and we're going to change up our patterning, and we're going to get in service, and we're going to give before we take. And we may give before we take. And that is connected to this portal. Remember, we shift dimensions with love. And love is connected to truth. And it's our truth. And right now, we're expressing it. And still feel there's a laser focus and connection to the animals. I'm feeling called. One more place, guys. One more. Is it here? Do I have these cards even in here? Yeah. What's happening here? Wisdom. It's wisdom. And look at, she's looking up to the heavens. She's looking up to the heavens because why? We have a rebirth. Of course we do. We have a rebirth. There's our resurrection, our rebirth. The phoenix rising from the ashes. The alchemy of the devil. The peacock. The phoenix rising from the ashes. Why? Because we change our perspective. But what are we changing our perspective with? The eternal child. Where is the eternal child? Right here. We need this. We need to work with our inner child right now. It's going beyond possibilities. It's going beyond possibilities and going to help us to heal from temptation. Because remember, we're healing from addictions and patterns of separation. And we do so because connection is restored. Here it is. We need to honor the inner child. It's part of this. It's part of this. Oh my goodness, you guys, look. Look at that. Okay, this is where we're starting next time we meet up. You know then. You know until then, got so lit. You know until then, I am sending it to you, those good healing vibes. I love you. Take care. And I'll see you when we expand off this.